Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us. For this special figure showcase, we're going to be looking at a 1988 release Decepticon, Dreadwind. What we're going to do with this video, we're going to have a quick look at him in both of his modes and his combined mode, which you can just see in the Super Jet there to the right hand side. I'm going to show you and make you aware of things that you need to be looking out for if you have to purchase him one yourself, because this guy does tend to get stress marks quite easily, so it'll be interesting for you to see them. And you've probably already noticed the guy to the left hand side. That's his Japanese counterpart, and I'll briefly discuss a few things about him as well. Unfortunately, I don't actually have any box work or packaging for you to look at, and that is one of the things that I really do like to show you on these videos. But I suppose the other point of these videos is to have a fully interactive channel, and I didn't plan on doing these guys yet because of that reason. However, Ultra Marcus and Collector 75, thanks to your comments, and of course I don't mind doing it, here he is. So let's get started. Dreadwind. This guy's quite rare, to be fair, on the second hand market, so you'll also, if you're looking for him, he might command quite high prices, and especially if he's complete with a working Powermaster. So before we start, we'll just grab his Powermaster. He's called High Test, and of course these get easily damaged because you can move the arms up and down. They sometimes snap off. Some of the legs as well at the knee joints, shall we say, they can come off, and if you can just about, well, there's a screw at the top there which you can make out gets corroded, and them shiny bits there just underneath the cream part, they can also get corroded as well because they are metal, and they're the joints for his legs. So that's his, as I say, engine, his Powermaster, High Test. That's a few things you need to be aware of. If we look at him in robot mode, I think he's really cool, exactly the same as the story that I said about Darkwing. I remember, as I say, really vividly waking up Christmas morning 1988 to get both of these. Unfortunately, the packaging lasted about all of 10 seconds. I cringe now thinking back of, you know, how overzealously I just literally ripped it all to pieces to get them out, and then struggled for an hour or so working out how to combine them into his Super Jet mode. But before we get to there, let's look at the robot mode. So there's the robot mode. He is quite chunky. He's got a bit of articulation at his knees and at the hips. Be aware that these can be very, very loose on second hand ones, and sometimes as well the shoulder joints where it clips in there, they can be really loose. That's some things to be aware of. The other thing is the stickers. This one's got quite good stickers from the front. You'll see what I mean when I show him in jet mode in a second. So they can play a part, and you've got this grey colour which can also get sun faded quite easily. If I spin it to the back, I've got a good couple of examples of stress marks. So we've got one huge stress line there on the back of the tail fin, and another stress mark there on the back, as I say, where it clips in. This one I would imagine has come from when you're combining him into the Super Jet mode, so I'll show you that now quickly. I'll talk about this a little bit more, but you can see there where it attaches into Darkwing's nose cone, so that can be damaged quite easily. That's something to look out for. And then the other one is the main stress mark there. That's probably caused from just the normal transformation, for maybe not having the Powermaster or making sure this is pushed in. If you are unfortunate enough to buy one of these without the Powermaster, please ensure this is pushed right the way in, and if you haven't, as I say, use either a pencil or your fingernails to get the two black dowels there. You really do need to make sure it's fully pushed down to do the transformation. That's the, as I say, stickers on the other side. I mentioned I've got a child who obviously liked to draw on the back of theirs. That's why he's displayed in robot mode. But yeah, there he is, as I say, in his robot mode. Lovely colour scheme. And then before I quickly go on to the other modes, I'm going to discuss this guy. So this guy here was his Japanese counterpart. And the main reason for this is, in Japan, they were still airing the cartoons. They were known as Super God Master Force cartoons. The cartoons by Sunbow, so the ones that were being aired in the United States, and of course Europe and the UK had stopped years before this. But this guy is exactly the same mould, just a completely different colour scheme, and he was known as Buster. And the other difference was he was a Godmaster, which was exactly the same. The Powermasters were just called Godmasters. And funny enough, I've left it up on display, but just want to show you quickly the differences. He's got the bright red wings there, and yeah, there you go. This one's also got a stress mark on that front part of the tail, so it's very common, so please look out for it. But yeah, this guy was called Buster, same mould, just different colour scheme, and as I say, that's because he was actually quite a main character in the Japanese cartoon Super God Master Force, so that's why he's there. Right, here's the combined mode. There's the combined mode. Huge jet, really massive. Looks really good. Can look a bit better than this one. Obviously I've got a few shabby stickers and a few, as I say, some faded parts there, but just, you know, huge jet to put into comparison. I've only got a Pretender shell here right by it, but if I put Caterpillar right by him, you can see just how big it is. It's as long as, can you see that? Yeah, there you go. It's as long as Caterpillar, but obviously far more impressive. So yeah, this was the combined mode of the two, and as I just stated, it took me ages to work out on Christmas morning. What I'm going to do now then, I'm going to transform him into his jet mode, just so we can have a quick look at that. So I'll be back in a couple of seconds. Okay then, so I've now transformed him, and just quickly, I know that I've now got a hands-free, so I could have transformed him on camera, but I get loads of comments from people saying that they love the fact that I don't transform them on here because it makes the videos much shorter. Maybe in the future, if more people ask, I can show you the transformation, but of course that would detract things away from the video and showing you other things that you need to see. So here he is in his transform mode. Unfortunately, as I say, I've got a big line there, but this is, again, really cool looking jet. The unfortunate thing, if you want to be really picky, is if you turn it upside down, you can probably tell that they are his legs, but otherwise it looks really good. As I say, the jet mode, both of the jets, as I say, they work really well, and they obviously were well liked because they've been re-released a few times under the Generations line, and of course, as I say, Takara decided to make them one of the main characters in their cartoon. Right, let's wrap this up then. So there you go, Ultra Marcus and Collector 75. I've done him way ahead of schedule, but I suppose when I get a box in the future I can always come back to it and maybe do a double one with them both together. I hope you guys enjoyed looking at it. As I say, this is one of my favourite toys from when I was a child. It really does bring back a lot of good memories. And there we have him, 1988, Series 5, Decepticon, Powermaster or Godmaster, depends on where you're from, Dreadwind. Take care everyone, and subscribe for more if you don't already.